And we're live.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Georgetown. Or good evening. It's almost midnight, so basically good morning. This is a pre-recording.
Okay, true.
This is going nowhere. Anyways, this is Millie.
And Lily.
And this is Rhyme and No
Reason. But
Solo.
Woo. Sorry, that's the first thing I thought.
Woo. Anyway,
Me and
so
auditions.
so today we're wrapping up with auditions. We're wrapping up with our week. It's been a busy week, y'all.
It's been a time.
It's been a time. There was Heather's auditions. There were some rehearsals that were quite questionable for a play that I'm not mentioning, whether if it's on campus or off campus.
Who knows?
But who knows?
It's confidential information.
It's confidential.
Sorry, everyone.
None ya. What's none ya? None ya damn business. That's what it is.
Ooh,
Got it. So, yeah, we're doing a pre-recording, and we're thinking of doing a topic of worst dates that we've been on, or, like, worst kind of boy...
Just, like, awkward guy
awkward guy experiences.
Because, here's the thing. I don't know if any of y'all are oldest children, but, like... Okay, so, like, my parents are pretty chill. They, like, did an okay job of, like, preparing me for the world when I was younger, right? But there are some things that, like, they just, like... Okay, oldest children, like, you just have to figure it out for yourselves, because you don't have any, like, older siblings who can, like, show you the ropes of, like, this is how to talk to a girl or a guy.
I asked my younger brother for for advice, because he's a ladies' man, and I'm like, hey, how do you talk to this person?
Yeah, my little brother has dated way more girls than I dated.
Same.
Guys.
Way more girls than I've dated.
way more girls than I've dated.
Mm-hmm.
But
this pumpkin yogurt is surprisingly really good.
I can't do
it. It's so good.
I don't want to think about that.
It's so good.
Ew. Okay. So, I don't know, do you want to go first?
Let me finish this pumpkin yogurt, but, talk about what makes a bad date. Like, what makes a bad date for you? Because, like, some people are really tolerable with, or tolerable, whatever, you get it. Tolerant with, like, people.
What are some red flags?
Yeah, what are some red flags that
Okay,
would kind of set off? If
they only talk about themselves, there needs to be, like, a healthy balance of, like, talking about yourself, but, like, because the other person is asking you questions about yourself. So, like, ask questions about the other person. Like, for it to be a good date, like, show them that you're interested in them. If you just talk about yourself the whole time, like, without, like, them asking you, okay, I don't know. It's, like, not going to go anywhere. You're just going to be talking, and then they're going to be like, great. So...
Also, what information?
Dating advice with Lily.
Yeah.
I've been on not that many dates. Not that many first dates. What else? Oh, I don't know. Just if you, like, don't have the same interests, if you, like, don't have anything to talk about, really, like, I don't know, like, you know, like, have some stuff that you, like, want to know about the other person.
Calls the waiter by his first name.
Oh,
no, thank you.
Yeah, if you go somewhere and they're rude to the, like, to the people,
Red flag.
Red flag. It's just like a turn off for me. I don't know.
Can we, like, after every red flag, can we go, red flag?
That's like in real life?
No, like on here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just pictured you, like, coming up, like, to someone in real life and going, red flag.
Red flag! And then running. And they're like, what are you talking about? The Soviet Union? Communism.
Okay, let's see.
Communism. Red flag. Just
That's
kidding.
Red flag.
You can believe whatever you want to believe.
America in the 1960s. Communism?
Red scare.
Oh, God. It was the 1960s,
right? Don't fact check us on that.
I'm a history minor. It's fine. Okay, so, it's fine. So, I'm trying to think, okay, story time.
ASMR with pumpkin yogurt.
I don't like that at all.
And then, hold on, wait. Wow.
That was the lid.
That was the lid, and I squished some yogurt that was still on it onto my hands.
Ew. I really hope that sounded like actual ASMR.
That'd be funny.
Okay, let's see. I I've had some experiences with guys that I've liked. And yeah, I blame it on the fact that my parents had me first. And so I didn't have any older siblings to tell me how to talk to guys. And so, like, I don't know, but when I was in elementary school, basically, like, everyone was like, who's your celebrity crush? And I didn't have a celebrity crush because I didn't know I was supposed to have one. So I just made up that it was, like, Zac Efron.
Jim Carrey.
Ew. Because everyone was obsessed with High School Musical. But, like, it was kind of a good choice. Because, like, look at us now. Me and Zach. He's hot. I'm still here with a crush on him.
You're hot.
Thanks.
Be positivity. Be body positive. Body positivity. Not a red flag.
That's not a
great flag.
That's true. If someone's confidence, huge turn on. Anyway, Zac Efron was a good choice. 7-year-old Lily. He's still hot.
Yeah. Mine is Paul Blart still to this day and will forever be. So you can't beat that.
I don't know if y'all could hear it, but her celebrity crush is Paul Blart. Which I can't relate, but I support her.
Everybody's crushes for celebrity is Paul Blart.
Are you microwaving your pizza?
Yeah, I was microwaving my pizza. Hold on, ASMR. Amazing. We are including all the genres on this channel.
That's true. Okay, what awkward guy experiences have you had? So,
I'm going to talk about my first official date that I went on. Like, so I was asked out on dates by people that I wasn't really interested in. Or I went on dates, and then they told me they had a girlfriend. And then I was like, let's not! Cause
you know what that is? A red flag.
Wait, what is it? A red flag! You don't do that.
Don't.
No.
If you have a girlfriend, red flag.
He didn't even post it on his Instagram, his Twitter, his private whatevers, like nonsense, or Snapchat. He didn't even post it anywhere. It wasn't until my friend asked him, oh, no. I asked him, I was like, yo, we should go to the movies sometimes. Like, we already been on 2 dates to, like, get some Costa Vida. People from Grapevine know what Costa Vida is about. It's this really good food place. Anyways, we already went on 2 dates, and we already, like, went to the park with his dog, and holy crap, miss his dog. He's, like, smart, he's funny, and he's, like, tall, and I'm like,
the dog or him?
Both of them. Love them both. But one is not bestiality.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. Like, I'm going to date a smart guy. And he has money, so he's smart, he's funny, he has money, he has everything. Everything.
Those are the 3 things.
Turns out he had another thing, which was a girlfriend. When I asked him, I was like, hey, can we go see a movie? He was like, yeah. Let me, like, I just need to check with my girlfriend first, but, like, I don't know if she'll get upset with that or not. Let me check. And I was like, what the heck? Ugh. You know what you are?
A red flag. Wait, did she get upset, though?
I don't even freaking know her name. Like, I don't think he ever talked about me to her. Like, well, there weren't, like, a thing into the summer, so, sorry, smart guy, could have been something. Anywho, but that was, like, my first, ish dates. They weren't like, hey, let's go on a date and potentially date each other. Sorry, I had to burp. Talking through burps. Kind of orange, yellow,
orange
flag. It's a warm flag. It's a warm flag.
Warm flag.
It's a warm one. That's acceptable when you're into the relationships for like 5 months. Just kidding, like 2 months.
First date, try not to burp.
Yeah. Advice.
Dating advice from Lily.
Yeah. So, yeah. Not really successful, but the one that's like official, yo, I kind of want to date you, was actually, like, one of the first weeks in college. Like, I met this guy, and I'm not gonna say how, but I met this guy, and we started, like, texting back and forth, and he was, like, really tall. He was 6'6", 7. And he was, like, one of the biggest people in, like,
Number 1 requirement.
No. Not just
Guys,
biggest.
Listen up. If y'all want to date Millie, you have to be 7 feet tall.
You have to be 7 foot tall to ride this ride. Never mind.
Oh my
Take
gosh.
it back.
Oh my
Take
gosh.
it back. Red flag. Red flag.
That's if they refer to themselves as a ride on the first date.
If they refer themselves to a roller coaster ride on the first date, red flag. But this guy, he was, like, really good at golf. Like, he was number 2 in the nation for, like...
That's because I was number 1.
Shut up! For freshman golf, like, in colleges over everywhere. And I was like, holy crap, he's really good. And so, he was like, yeah, I had to move from, like, Arizona back here because of, like, family stuff. And I was like, okay. And, we got talking, and we were like, yo, let's meet up for like coffee. Turns out we like spend like 2 to 3 hours talking to each other, and it was like a good conversation, but like I wasn't dying laughing. I love when people make me laugh. That is like one of the number 1 features. I don't care if you look like Zac Efron or Jonah Hill. Like
Those are the 2 ends of the spectrum.
Those are the 2 ends of the spectrum, but, like, the reason why both of them are so attracted are, like, one's for looks, but also a little bit of humor. I don't know how funny Zac Efron is, but Jonah Hill, he ain't that, like, structured. He don't have, like, cheekbones, like, cutting diamonds to the gods. He's, like, just a generally funny guy, and that's, like, what I'm attracted to. It's just, like, anybody who's funny and can make me laugh, and it's, like, really nice. I like you. Congrats! So he wasn't, like, doing so hot. And so I was, like, trying to make jokes or whatever, like, to make myself laugh and convince myself that I was having a good time.
Oh,
and then, yeah. So, after the 2 to 3 hour conversation, we walk around town, and then we get to my car, and I'm like, okay, it was so nice meeting you, like, whatever. And he was like, yeah, so what are we doing tonight? And I was like, nice, assuming that we're gonna hang out tonight, not just asking, do you want to do anything tonight? That's just kind of like pressuring, just a little pressure that I'm not comfortable with. Like, I'm a very independent person, but as soon as somebody says, like, all right, we're doing something, and, like, I'm kind of thinking that, like, if you don't want to do it, you have to put yourself in an uncomfortable position to say no. And I'm like, freaking frack. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Like, I'll text you when I figure it out, but I guess we're definitely hanging out tonight. And then when I was, like, going back, I was like, you know what? Let's see a movie. You know what movie I could really laugh to? Meg, the Megalodon Jaws, I don't know how many number movie. And I was like, frick yeah, we can watch it, we can laugh, we can, like, have a good time making fun of, like, how bad it is. So we get to the movie theater, and he, like, already shows up to my car beside my window as I'm listening to ABBA, and he's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, okay, how's it going? And he's like, oh, I just saw you in your car, I recognized you, and, like, this giant is, like, bending over, looking in my window, talking to me, and I'm like, hey.
Wait, how tall is he?
He's 6'7".
Oh my gosh. I forgot, I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, so this giant. He, like, opens my door to, like, let me out, and I was like, oh, nice, polite, thanks, I guess, and then, sorry, ASMR, right?
I hate those videos where it's just people eating. Ugh.
Yeah, same, sorry, I apologize. But, so we get into the movie theater. Not the best movie theater. If you want to go to a movie theater in Georgetown or Round Rock, I recommend... I don't know if there's a good one in Round Rock.
Where's the Alamo Draft House? Is that in Austin?
No idea.
I don't know either, but I've heard it's really good.
Is that a movie theater?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like a movie theater restaurant tavern thing.
That sounds so cool. I guess that it's probably in Austin.
Yeah.
If you want to go a theater around here, around Southwestern University, go to Austin. Sorry, but go to Austin. Because the ones over here, I don't think they really put their money into that. Like, they put their money in hospitals and, like, restaurants and, like, fixing roads and, like, university stuff, but not the movie theater. They're the end of the spectrum right now for Georgetown. Sorry, not sorry. And so, this rundown theater-ish, we go in, and I'm like, okay, whatever, it's fine. And I, like, pay for my own ticket because he's like, hey, I'm kind of short on money. And, like, I understand, but I was like, okay, fine, it's good. Like, I'm independent. I'm an independent woman who don't need no man.
Yes.
But I do appreciate a couple tips now and then. A couple donations. So, we get in the theater, and, like, first scene, he's trying to hold my hand. And I'm like, dude!
Of the most romantic movie.
Megalodon. And he's trying to hold my hand. And he's very touchy. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't care if people hold my hand. Like, I hold everybody's hand. So this doesn't really matter. Sorry it got deep, but it doesn't really matter. I hold hands with everybody.
Okay,
so I, like, didn't care about that. But as soon as somebody comes into my personal bubble besides holding my hand, I freak out. I feel uncomfortable.
It's a big no.
Yeah, it's a big no for me. It's a red flag.
Ask for consent. Dating advice from Lily.
Dating advice from Lily. So he was getting into my personal bubble. I'm like, and then, like, as I'm watching, like, I don't know who this guy. I think he was in Big Fat Liar. Hold on, I'm gonna search up the characters of Meg. But as I'm doing that, sad. It was a good movie.
I was actually there sitting behind you. I'm just kidding. I would have, like, jumped in and been like, stop.
Yes, that would have been great. So, like, in the middle of this, like, really weird scene of these, like, two people trying to be funny and be sarcastic, like, in a serious situation, he, like, I see a hand or, like, a finger come towards my face, and I'm like, what the hell? And then he, like, grabs my chin as if he was gonna if he was gonna make me turn towards him and then make out with him. I'm like, no! I want to see Megalodon. I want to have a good time and make fun of this movie. I don't want to freaking make out during No! Stop! No! And so...
Also, when someone you don't know that well touches your face.
Yeah.
And you're like, stop.
Do not ever touch my face. Ever. If you touch my face and you're not my best friend, I'm clapping right now. This is serious. But if you ever touch my face and you are not one of my friends or, like, a good person, I will literally, like... you're automatically on my bad side or on bad uncomfortable section. You're in that file forever. Good job. Congrats. Like, do not ever touch my face. And so he trying to touch my face, and I'm like, Ree! And so he's like, look at your face. Go look at your face. And I'm like, why do you need to look at my face? I want to watch Meg get, like, eating everything. And so yeah, the Megalodon. Yeah, it's literally Meg eating everything. So touches my face, big no. I'm like, no, I just don't like people touching my face, and I was like very clear with that. And he's like, oh, okay. And so he respected, like, my personal face space.
There you go.
But he kept, like, trying to hold my hand, and he laid his, like, head on my shoulder, and I was like, no, thank you. But, like, it wasn't bad. So he wasn't,
you
like,
weren't into it.
Yeah, I just weren't into it. I wasn't into it, but I was like, you know what? It's just little. I'll let it happen. And so, hold on. I'm looking up the character.
Rainn Wilson was in it?
Yeah, Rainn Wilson was the guy who tried to make every situation funny, and, like, he was apparently, like, the bad guy who just, like, wanted the money from this. Like, he was an investor, and he wanted to, like, get money from this program that was exploring
Don't tell me that.
diving.
It's gonna crush my dreams.
Oh, you mean his character?
Yeah, his character.
I thought you were talking about, like, as an actor, he just wanted money from the movie, and I was like...
No.
Like, he was a jerk on set or something. Never mind. Okay.
What movies was he in? Oh, he was in the... Oh my gosh, he was Dwight.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's how oh my gosh. So Dwight
That's why I
gets
was
up.
excited.
Oh my gosh! So Dwight gets up. I could have put a face to it. Sorry, I couldn't put a name to it. Anyways, so Dwight comes up on this marine business and is trying to like see if his investment really works in this like undersea discovery deal, and then they like find this crater. And they, like, go deeper into it, and they're like, oh my gosh, it goes way deeper, and it goes into this, like, crazy undersea world. And, was that a crack? Oh,
yeah.
Ouchie.
Okay, sorry.
And so people, like, get abandoned there or whatever. And then, the Megalodon, of course, like, damages the submarine / discovery. Yeah, she was hungry. She was real hungry. So she destroyed that because it had lights. And they're like, it's not just destroying for food, it's destroying for vengeance of Jaws. And I'm like, what the hell? And then during this, like, it was just trying to get those people out of there and trying to like kill the Megalodon. During like watching all of this guy was like cuddling up to my arm and like getting all up in my business, and I'm like, sir, stop. Like, I want to see how bad this movie is. It wasn't even funny bad. It was just terrible in general. It was 3 hours of complete garbaggio. It was the plot line.
3 hours?
It was 3 freaking hours.
Lord of the Rings extended edition.
It was it was
just a shark.
Literally, the plot line was, oh my gosh, did these people, because the Megalodon destroyed it, and then they get the people, they try to find the Megalodon, guess what? Megalodon's there, they kill it, or so they thought, and then the Megalodon kills people, and then they're like, oh my gosh, we gotta come out, like, we gotta recoup, and so they recoup in their, like, oil rig discovery area. And then they're like, you know what, we need to, like, get emergency stuff, like, we need to go and, like, contact people, but we don't really have signal here. And I'm like, good job on the mapping, guys, to put an oil rig full of thousands of people to, like, not have any contact with any emergency vehicles or, like, sea vehicle, whatever.
Good thing.
And so they go out, and guess what? Da-da, da-da. Megalodon's back, bitches. The Megalodon comes up, chomps the people, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's still alive, I thought it was dead. And so they like kill it eventually, and they're like, great job, guys, we did it. Guess what? There's another freaking Megalodon that eats the other Megalodon, and it's gigantic.
Wait. This is just the plot of Jurassic World.
But it gets worse. It gets worse, though. Like, okay, so if the bigger Megalodon creates more damage, that's a lot of damage. So he creates.
I saw this boat in half.
I chopped this boat in half.
Okay, so.
So, bigger Megalodon eats the small Megalodon, and they're like, frick, we gotta destroy it. Emergency vehicles, come to the rescue, bitches. And so, they like, try to kill it. The thing gets dead. It sinks to the bottom of the ocean. And they're like, yeah, we killed it. Guess what? No, they didn't. It comes back to freaking life. And they're like, holy frick, what, how much does it take to kill a Megalodon? And so this Megalodon chomps, like, the other people go out to try to save the emergency people because they send out a signal, and they're like, we can't just leave them behind! And so they go to the emergency deal, and they're trying to salvage people, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is like, destroyed so much stuff, but where is it? Yomp! The Megalodon chomps the boat. Everybody's, like, everywhere. And then another emergency boat comes up and, like, picks up the people. And then, so, the characters, or some of the main characters, is, like, the dad who's in charge of all of the exploratory stuff at the oil rig. And, the daughter is there. She's kind of, like, helping out with the family business. And then the daughter also has a daughter. So, pause the movie just a second. The guy that I was seeing, the reason why he came back to Georgetown was because his father was, like, diagnosed. Like, he told me straight up, yeah, I came back to Georgetown because my father was diagnosed with cancer, then he died. And I was like, holy crap, you're gonna tell me that on the first day? That's a lot to unload. And, like, this guy's, like, young, like, 2 years older than me. And so he, like, unloads that on me, like, as we're talking in our 3-hour talk. Anyways, go to the movie. The scene where the, like, I don't know how many Megalodon, the 5th Megalodon that shows up, this hoe shows up, chomps the boat, people are, like, getting, like, saved by another emergency vehicle after the Megalodon disappears, and the dad got a lot of damage. And there's a scene between the daughter and the dad. She's like, "Oh, and he's like, no, you're ready to take over the business. I want you to discover what hasn't been discovered before." And has the cheesiest death scene ever. He literally, like,
And he
looks
dies?
and he, like,
Oh,
looks
no.
at her, and he's like, oh, that sounds really wrong, but it was literally like that, and he, like, just closes his eyes, and he literally, it just looked like he closed his eyes and breathed out, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's dead, and I'm like, oh.
That's so bad.
And so, I was laughing at how bad this death scene was.
Millie, no.
And then, I was like, look at this dude dying and everything. Who else is gonna die? He doesn't comment. And then
Millie.
like 30 seconds later he's like, man, that really hit close to home. And I was like,
Oh, no.
I'm oopie doopie.
Meg was not a good choice of movie.
Meg was not a good choice of movie. But it gets worse.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The Megalodon, who supposedly dies, comes back.
At this point, it's died like 5
It's
times.
these are, like, even different ones. I don't know which one is a different one and who, like, survived or, like, died or whatever. So, it, like, the shark goes to this beach. It's in the commercial and basically just kind of swims around. Everybody's freaking out. Doesn't really eat people. He's just swimming around to terrorize. And then the people were like, you know what? Let's just poison him. Let's just shoot him in the eye and poison him. And then literally 5 seconds, bloop, shark is dead. And then other sharks come up and eats the shark. And I'm like, you couldn't have done that in the freaking first place? Like, the hell? Like, what was all this 2 hours and 53 minutes for? And so they're, like, having a celebration. The main guy gets, like, one of the girls to, like, love him on the, like, team that's, like, a side character. Of course, she looks like, I don't know, Jennifer Lopez or something. And,
Because what is more romantic than defeating a giant shark together?
exactly, like, 4 giant sharks together.
First date advice, defeat a giant shark 4 times together.
Yes. And, wow. And then, like, as they're celebrating, the camera kind of pans out. And what I'm remembering is that it pans out, goes to the ocean. Guess what we see?
It's still alive?
A faint figure of a megalodon.
Oh my gosh.
And then it ends. I'm like, what the hell was this movie for? I just wasted so much time trying
to know
to
that
fight.
the shark is still alive.
The sharks are still alive. And this guy next to me trying to smooch me and, like, hold my hand and, like, trying to do more. And I'm like, no, this was, like, the worst 3 hours I've ever spent.
Yikes.
It was just such, like, not a good time at all. And then afterwards, I was like, alright, I just want to go home. This was a bad idea. I should have just hung out with a couple of my friends that, like, I shouldn't have gone on this date with. Like, I was supposed to go on a scavenger hunt with people, but oopie doopie, I kind of lied and said that I had, like, prior plans or, like, I was meeting with family or whatever. I don't even remember the excuse, but...
What if they're listening?
Well, I'm so sorry. I would have chosen you guys, like, if I would have known that it was this bad, or, like...
Karma.
Yeah, it was just karma. It was just karma. If you guys are listening, if my group is listening...
I hope they are. I hope they're like, wait a second.
I apologize for not going on that day when we were trying to find that gravestone. And you guys, like, spent long...
When your college professor makes you find a gravestone.
Like, I should have just gone on the scavenger hunt instead of go on a date with this guy, this dude. But yeah, I, like, try to leave. And, he's like, oh yeah, so, like, do you want to hang out in my car? And I'm like, no! No, I do not! You've been trying to smooch me, you've been getting in my personal space when I'm clearly uncomfortable, I don't want you to touch my face, and you touched my face. I'm, like, literally 5 minutes into the movie, and that's a big freaking no-no for me. And you literally told me that your dad died, like, 5 minutes into meeting each other. Like, I understand that that's tragic, but that's too much to unload on me. Like, I barely know you. I just wanted to hang out with a person that I could potentially like. No, I do not want to hang out in your car that you said was trashed. No, thank you, sir. But I was nice, and I was like, I'm just gonna head home. My car's right here. There's no reason to. Okay, thank you, bye. And then he was like, oh, okay, bye? And then he, like, goes back to his car, and I'm like, thank goodness. This boy kept, like, hitting me up, being like, hey, 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 hey. And I was just leaving him on red, and, like, hopefully he could have gotten the hint, be like, yo, if this person leaving you on red, like, that you just met, it means that they're kind of not interested. Like, if they reply to you, then, like, if they leave you on red, then reply to you, maybe they're a little interested, but they were just busy, but still, like, dudes. If I leave you on red, and you ask me a question, or, like, say, hey, sorry, man, I'm just not interested. Like, we can still be friends or friendly acquaintances, but sorry, man. Nada. And then, yeah, that was my first ever official first date experience. And I should have just gone scavenger hunting instead of...
Moral of the story.
Moral of the story, don't watch Meg, go scavenger hunting.
Scavenger hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Dating advice.
Dating advice. Yeah. That was fine.
Do you know one time a guy flew a private jet to go on a date with me?
Lucky duck.
But it like didn't go. It like wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good,
No.
A private jet?
No, but the jet was good. It was a plane. It was a plane, not a jet. I don't actually know what the difference is, but I know there is one.
Mm.
So basically, I met this guy at camp, and he's like loaded, like rich, because as you can see, he had his own plane, and so it was like a camp thing, and we were like, oh, we're in love. They were like, we're not gonna date because like we lived. Okay, first of all, I was 16. But, like, we live 5 hours apart, so we're like, we're not gonna date. He's like, don't worry, I'll fly my plane to come see you. And I was like, okay. And so, but he literally had a plane. I don't know, like, I understand if you think I'm lying, but I'm not. He had a plane. And he flew it to Lubbock. By the way, if you've ever been to Lubbock, I lived there for 8 years, so,
R.I.P.?
Yeah, rest in peace. But I survived.
Okay.
I survived. So, yeah, he came down in a literal plane, because he had to get his pilot's license, so he had to get like hours or something. But still, it's to go on a date with me. We'll just say that. And so we went to like go-kart racing and to main event, which like is my idea of a good time. But I think his idea of a good time was like, not that.
Past that.
Yeah. He was older than me, so I had fun.
How old?
Just a year. He's 17.
Okay.
But like,
and you were like,
but like he was like dating like girls, and I was like still awkward. I'm actually still am awkward, even today. But like it was worse. So it was fine. But like the expectations are set kind of high when he arrives in his own plane that he just flew. So I don't know. I guess it just kind of didn't. It just didn't. I don't know. It just kind of fizzled out. Like he flew back, and was playing.
And
then
never
that,
heard of him again.
I don't know. He started dating a girl like a few months later, and I was like, okay. But he's like, he's a like big Donald Trump guy, and that's kind of a turnoff for me. So everything worked out. So yeah, then I'm trying to like. I don't know if I have any, like, terrible dates, or I just have, like, none of my crushes ever worked out. Like, one time, I went to, I don't know, I went to this, like, I don't know, it was this, like, private, it was, like, a fake private school. Like, there were, like, 7 people at it. For, I don't know, I was there in, like, 8th grade, and this guy came in, he was new, so he was like, oh, it's the new guy. So I, like, had a crush on him just because he was the new guy, and we both like Harry Potter, which is, like, a green flag question mark?
Green flag.
Which is a good sign for me. So I was like, let's go. And so I had a crush on him for like all of 8th grade. And like, I don't know if he knew and just like wasn't into it or like I didn't ever tell him. But like nothing ever happened. And then so I was like, okay, never mind. So I like, I don't know, basically like, we were still friends because like we had a lot in common. So then I was like, okay, like whatever, it's fine. So like I just kind of like, I don't know, like stopped having a crush on him basically. And then next year, we were like at freshman year, he told me he liked me, and I was like, dude, you missed your window. I like don't have feelings for you anymore. I'm sorry. I was like, that was in 8th grade. So not the best at timing, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of 50-50. I can't blame that one all on myself. So that never worked out. Now he lives in Florida, but he's a girlfriend.
Florida.
He's a girlfriend, and you know what? Everything worked out.
No, it's a red flag. Florida. Red flag.
Just the whole.
Say it with me. Red flag. No going to Florida.
Why is the whole state of Florida a red flag?
Crazy. Wild.
I've been to Florida once, but I went to Seaside, which I feel like is like Florida heaven.
Yeah. Because
like some crazy stuff goes on in Florida, and I feel like that doesn't count because it's vacation. That's my only Florida experience.
Florida is actually like really nice. Like, I got paid to go to Florida for like my nanny's job.
You're babysitting someone, right? So
yeah.
Like, we'll pay you to babysit in Florida.
Yeah, they're like, hey, she's going on a vacation to visit some cousins. You want to go with and kind of like make sure that she doesn't go crazy, because she's very hyper and she has like learning stuff and like ADHD. And I was like, yeah, sure. And they're like, great, you can go to Universal too and go to the beach and stay at this fancy inn. And I was like, holy crap. And it was really nice. Sadly, I did not see a gator whatsoever.
Disappointing.
Like, I even went to
Is that why you don't like Florida? Is that why?
What?
Is that why you don't like Florida?
No.
That's your reason? You're like, I went there, not a single gator.
No.
The whole state is canceled.
I'll tell you the reason why I'm kind of like in on Florida. Hold on, give me a second.
I can't handle the suspense.
Sorry, I was drinking water. The pizza I'm eating is so salty. Salty. So...
Almost finished from 300 degrees. 600 degrees.
300 degrees. So, okay. I went to this Young Life camp, freshman year. Yeah, summer after freshman year. And, I was athletic. I was in, like, good shape or whatever, but I wasn't super confident in myself. So, I was just, like, really shy when talking to, like, other guys. Like, I never, ever dated somebody else.
We're still recording?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've never, ever, ever dated anybody else seriously. And so, I was going to the pool of this camp. It's like a really fancy camp. I was trying to meet some friends, and I saw this guy, this beautiful, half Asian, mixed guy.
Oh my god.
And I was like, holy crap, this beautiful boy just went, like, I even did a double take. I was like, what?
Half Asian?
What? Yeah, like, he was mixed. And, like, he had brown hair, but he had, like, Asian, like, he looked like he was from a Korean boy band. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, please. And so, I like went to like the game area where we usually play cards, and there was this guy that like I knew, and like I don't even remember what he looks like, but I was like, guys, like I just saw this cutest guy, and like I describe him, and then I look around, and then I see him at this table with friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, there he is, and he's like,
now's your chance.
and so this guy was like, oh yeah, that's Jack. He goes to my school. Hey Jack, and like literally calls him over. And I was like, no, 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 no. And he's like, yeah, Jack, let's play a game. And so they started playing card games, yeah. And then they like let him know that I liked him, that I was like interested. And he was like, oh my god, and you're like me. And I was
That happened really fast.
Yeah, it happened really fast. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. And so like days go on, we're like holding hands. Ooh, we're holding hands, and
second base.
Yeah, second base. Like I didn't know the rules of holding hands. Like it's like sometimes it's okay to hold hands, and like it's okay not to hold hands too. But I thought you needed to hold hands a lot, so I held hands.
You just never let go.
Yeah, and like he was okay with it, and I was like, so what year are you? And he was like, yeah, I'm a senior, and I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I'm a senior, and I'm like, I'm a freshman. You're a little weird, but it's okay. Weird flex, but okay.
Hold on.
So we get talking, and we're talking about like cars, like how we both like classic cars, and we're like making each other laugh, and we both really like video games, and like we get on the topic of like where our families are from, and I'm like, oh, my family's mainly German. But I have some, like, English and Irish. And he's like, yo, I'm full-blown Irish. I didn't know that you were Irish. And I was like, wait.
Full-blown?
Are you full-blown Irish? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, you sure you don't got a little, ethnicity?
Like, he wasn't Asian at all?
He wasn't Asian at all. His whole damn family is literally from Ireland, and like his grandparents are Irish.
I don't even understand.
I deleted his picture.
Dang it!
Because if I had it, I would have keep freaking out and have anxiety attacks about it. Sorry, not sorry. But I'll paint you a picture of what he started to look like after all. So at the beginning, I thought he looked like a beautiful Korean pop star, like half Asian, half like Irish or English or like American or whatever. Anything white.
White?
Okay. Oh, white. So I thought, oh my gosh, yes. Hello. And then when he started to reveal that he was full-blown Irish, I looked closer at his face.
When they're Irish? Red flag.
When they're Irish, red flag. No. His face... Well, I have really bad eyesight. I didn't know I needed to have glasses then. I've never been that close to him.
I think that explains the story a little bit.
Yeah.
More.
I've never been that close to him. I started to realize he ain't looking Asian at all.
Oh my gosh.
He just had really thin eyes. And that's why he needed glasses. And when he takes off his glasses... different picture. His face, like, I'm not saying that he looks exactly the same as before. I'm saying as before, I looked at him from a distance. I've never been super close to him until I started going on a hike with him, and then I actually got to see what he looked like up close, because I'm nearsighted. He started to look more like a frog every day because he started to have a wide mouth. And then
my God.
His face became really square. And
you really needed to get glasses, huh?
I really need
you needed your eyesight checked.
I know, I got glasses fall of sophomore year. But yeah. Then things started to get weirder. He started talking about, like, weird topics, like, trying to impress me. Like, for example, how many video game people that he watches and like how long he watches them, which is an unhealthy amount of time. And then the next day, we were playing like ping pong, and he was being really weird, and we played like sting pong with like another team, but like I was going against another person. And so, like, I lost, of course, like, this 1 point. And so, like, I lifted up the back of my shirt, and, like, the other person hits the ping pong ball. And Jack literally goes across the table to block it out of my way to hit his face. What the hell?
He's saving you.
Freaking ping pong ball!
I think that's so funny. I think
I thought you were going to say that's so romantic. I'm like, shut the hell up, Lily.
No, I just think that's so funny that he blocked it, like that he blocked a ping pong ball with his face.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And so they were like, oh my gosh, are you okay, Jack? Like, it literally just hit close to your eye. And he's like, yeah, I'm okay, with us, like, with his eye, like, twitching. And so, he says he, like, needed to go to, like, the cabin. To like get something, and I'm like, okay, like 30-40 minutes go by, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And I was like, oh, probably talking to his counselor, because we had like counselor meeting, like one-on-one sessions to like talk about like faith and Christianity and like our journey and like what like are we on and what's their advice. And I was like, yeah, he's probably on that. He comes back, goes to his friend, not so quietly whispers, man, I just had like the worst explosive diarrhea. It was literally like a volcano, and he's like, please tell me you washed your hands, and he didn't comment, and I was like, oh hell no, and then he comes over, he's like, hey, and I'm like, don't even touch me, you smelly volcano butthole. Get out of my area and wash your hands. And then, like, I didn't say that, I just felt very uncomfortable, and then he's like, hey, wanna go on a walk? And I was like, oh no, okay, sure. And so we go on a walk, and his friend group is literally following us, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Stop. And so we finally lose the group, and we're like going on, and this was in Colorado, so it was like really cool views. And then we like get a sight of the valley, and it's like really nice, and I'm like, huh, okay, this is like pretty cool, I'm enjoying this. And he's like, so you know that shirt that I was wearing like yesterday? And I was like, was it like the monkey factory from like, I don't know, like monkey gas station or whatever? And it's like this cool bar place. He's like, yeah, that was in Florida. Like, I love Florida. Just imagine it. Soft winds, soft sand, soft waves, Florida. And then I was like, hell no, it's time to go. And because just the cringe factor just went so up. And
when he tries to seduce you with the whole state of Florida.
Yeah, when he tries to seduce you with the Florida mentionings. And so I felt so uncomfy. I was like, we're literally in Colorado, can we just like just chill? Like, I don't know what I said. I was like, yeah, like Florida, but like I kind of just want to be here now. Like, let's just like be quiet and just kind of like sit here and experience whatever. And he's like, yeah, let's just sit here and enjoy the view. And I was like, stop being so creepy. And then after like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, like he asked, hey, can I ask you a question? It's been 3 days since I met him. He's like, so, do you want to become official? And in my head, I was like, no, leave! And so, my answer was, sure, I'd love to.
No.
And then in my head was like, no.
Oh, no.
Why? And then he tries to hold my hand with his stinky dookie hands. And I'm like, no. Only pinkies. So we held pinkies watching the view of Colorado. and then like the church bell rang for like service, and then we went to the service, and then afterwards I'm like, all right, we're leaving after this, like we're going back to Texas. He lives in Wisconsin, by the way. Shout out to the people in Wisconsin. Love like 25% of you. The other 75% are a little weird, but like my family's from there, so I gotta appreciate you. So this Wisconsin boy, Jack, I'm trying to escape him, and I'm like, I'm going back to Texas, I'm going back to Wisconsin, I'm just gonna pretend that I lost your number, and boom, bada boom.
Oof.
It's gonna be hard, but at least you learned your lesson. Don't be a creep. And then, so I was escaping from the church service, like, afterwards, going to the buses where everything is packed, escaping. And, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready, I'm almost there. Literally 20 feet in front of me was the bus that I was supposed to go on. Then I feel this tap on my shoulder, and I'm like, shoot! And so, I turn around, it's Jack. And I'm like, you know what, I just gotta break it to him. ASMR. I just gotta break it to him. And I say, hey, my mom doesn't want me dating, so bye. Then I hug him because I think he was trying to kiss me. And so I hug him, and then I went on the bus immediately.
Oof.
And then I text him, and I was like, hey, like, I just want to be honest with you. I just really don't want to date. Like, sorry if I made you sad or if you're upset, but I just really don't want to date. Literally 3 years later, he finds me on Instagram and freaking, like, friend requests me. And I'm like, are you literally still, like, stalking me? No. Like, it was just weird. I immediately blocked him. And I'm like, never date a guy who... Immediately block him. I'm like, never date a guy or have interest in a guy that talks about the state of Florida or tries to seduce you with the state of Gatorland.
Boom,
So that's
dating
my
advice.
Dating advice. Gatorland, red flag.
So in conclusion, Millie will not date you if you're Irish,
Or you're Irish.
if you mention Florida,
If you touch my face.
or if you touch her face. Even if you're over 6'6",
Yeah.
you can't get away with touching her face.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in conclusion, if you want to date me, you can't be obsessed with Donald Trump. You can have a plane, though. That's okay.
What about your boyfriend right now?
He is not obsessed with Donald Trump.
No. Like,
Oh,
you're
I thought you were
talking-
saying that. I was like, that no is definitely not a thing.
No, I was talking like, it was just sounding like, hey guys, if you want to date me.
Oh, that's not an advertisement. That's just like a general fact about me.
Yeah.
No, I do have a boyfriend. He doesn't like Donald Trump, so things are going pretty well.
So things are going pretty well. Yeah. We're gonna close out with some ASMR for you guys. And yeah, tune in next week, possibly. We'll figure it out. It's Millie
And Lily.
on Rhyme and No.
Reason.
Amazing.